Good morning, friends. Welcome. Sorry I'm a minute late. I had some stuff crashing behind me that I had to fix. As you hop on and find me, say good morning. It is day one of 12 days of Crafty Christmas. Who is ready to get their Christmas crafting on? All right, let's see here. I don't see in the feed here. Hang on. Technical difficulties, right? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. Now we're set to chat as we go. So by popular request, we are going to start the 12 Days of Crafty Christmas. Now this is a series that I introduced last year, and it'll be very similar to that in that we will do projects that are 3D items, giftables, all that kind of stuff, so that you can create gifts to give away at Christmas or otherwise. Hang on, I'm just going to, nope, that didn't come up there. Getting a message somewhere and I'm not sure where. If you can't find me, refresh the page and you will probably have me pop up. I was a minute late. I see an eyeball out there. I'm not sure who it is. So, yeah. So the way this series will work is for the next 12 days, I will be live. So tomorrow on the weekends, if it falls on the weekend, I'll be live at my normal time at 10. And then throughout the week, I will be live at, what did I schedule? 6 o'clock my time. So if you're Pacific time, it will be 5 o'clock. And if you're Eastern, what are we, 3 hours ahead? So 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 o'clock. If not, catch the replay. They will all be there. And then I will upload them to my Facebook page. And I will actually put them in a playlist of 12 Days of Crafty Christmas 2025. You will see there is a playlist there for last year's. If you're looking for more ideas, you can go back if you missed it and see last year's projects that we did. No, I was a few minutes late, Rhonda, so that might have been why I didn't pop up for you, so I apologize. So I have scheduled out in events. So if you're one that likes to get reminders from Facebook, you can go in and you can accept the invite or accept the, what do they ask? They ask you if you're going or if you're interested. So you can click whichever one. It will send you a reminder regardless. In the events, I've scheduled out to day 4. And then I will schedule out some more as I go. I just didn't want to bombard my feed with a whole bunch of events and confuse you as to what was going on. So I figured 4 days in advance is pretty good, and you can do it that way. Okay, so this project will be a bit longer. You have briefly seen it, but there was a lot of requests on how to make it. So I figured I would just save it for today and not do a separate video and then have to do all that nonsense. So you are going to get a sneak peek in 2 seconds here. I'm just going to make sure that my desk is orderly as I flip you around. And it's a bit of a disaster down here. And then we will get started in making this album, which I have called a flip-flop album. It's not really that, but you'll get the gist when you see it here in a second. All right, so let's flip you around and get started. Slide you back. I'm just going to move you for a moment. All right, so we'll see. 12 Days of Christmas, day 1 is what we're on. Okay, we'll get that out of our way. So this is the album that I showed you when I gave you a sneak peek. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Oops, what's going on here with my, let's slide you up. I'm just sort of watching my camera here on the side, which is a little bit delayed behind what I'm doing. Slide you up so you're actually seeing my desk. My phone and my computer see 2 different things. It's really bizarre. Okay, I think that's a pretty clear view for you. So this is the album that I shared with you when I gave you the sneak peek of the Traditions of Christmas suite that I made for the Creative Carnival. So it kind of flips open and kind of flaps. So that's kind of why I called it a flip-flap album. It's got some little pockets that you can tuck tags and little memories and more cards into it. You can add photos to it. It's got some more pockets here. And then it's got a little place for another picture, and then a little journaling area, and then, whoops, oh dear, and then a picture that slides out or whatever. So this is great for like grandma and grandpa, where you're going to include the school pictures or something that the kids did this year that you want to really highlight and give that. I guess I didn't seal that in between there. So, but yeah, so it's a little flip flap album, and then it ties closed, so it's nice and easy to gift away in a stocking or something like that. And it can just sit out on the coffee table and everybody can look at it. So I did make a second one using the, oh, what is this? Cheers and Sips paper? I don't think that's what it's called, but it's from the Cheers and Sips set. Using some of the ephemera that we have available for the greeting, and just using some little cutouts, cutting some stuff out of the paper and that sort of thing. So you can use this album for many other things other than Christmas. So this is why I wanted to show you some options. So this one, I've just used some old memories and more cards that I've had. Mixed and matched, so I've glued some different ones to the back to hide what I didn't like on the back, and just some of the ephemera pieces out of the scrapbooking kit. Just grabbed a whole bunch of different sets and different things to create stuff for the pockets. I don't have any album or photos or anything in here yet, but just, yeah, those memories and more cards that you often forget about and don't know what to use them for. This is a great little project to use those for. And then it's got the photo, the little pullout again. I kept the design and sort of some of the elements the same. This one obviously doesn't have a picture on it. This would be hidden behind your picture. I've just added it on there so that you get the idea. And then it just ties close. So this is a fun little one, you know, for if you went and had drinks for your birthday or something like that and celebrated, then you can kind of add that into this. Now today we're going to use something else just to, you know, throw at some other stuff. This beautiful paper is coming in the new online exclusives that will start November the 4th for you all customers to order. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's just got some nice subtle patterns. It's nice and floral. You know how we love our florals. We complain about them, but having too many, but they just keep releasing them and they keep getting better and better, so we buy them more. So it's just some beautiful paper. This is some nice sort of wintry paper as well. I don't even know what kind of flowers these are. They're not really, they're kind of just a branch with some white flowers on them. So this is called Brushed with Beauty. There is a stamp set and die set that goes with it, and embellishments, a whole suite that's coming. I think I only purchased the paper and the embellishments though, to be honest. The stamp set didn't really, well, actually I've re-looked at the stamp set. I don't really need the dies, but I might get the stamp set because it is pretty. This is also a the suite that they're going to use for the next, what is it called? Craft and Create class. So if you attended the last one with the Traditions of Christmas, this is the suite that they're going to use this time around for it. And I cannot remember the date off the top of my head, but when, or maybe they haven't announced it, I can't remember. At the last class that I went to, they hadn't announced it yet, so I'll have to go and check, and I will post that. It'll be in the featured section if you're interested. So we're going to use that paper today. Also, I wanted to show you a couple other papers. Actually, I don't know if this one's still around. I didn't look on the last chance list, to be honest. On the go, if you do have some of this paper, it would make like a great little travel album. And then, of course, the Charming Day online exclusive paper that is current right now would make like a beautiful Mother's Day or birthday or something like that. Any pattern out of that. I just grabbed one that you could use as well. So you've got lots of options. And then whatever paper you're hoarding, please use it up and make this project because it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, what am I missing? Good morning, Barb. Okay. I see 4 eyeballs, but only 2 of you are talking to me, but that's okay. Okay, so you're going to need a 12 by 12 sheet. Let me just, I have a little pile. I've prepped some stuff to not make this like, 3 hours long. So I've grabbed I'm going to use the back side of this paper actually. So this is from that set that I just showed you, that Brushed with Beauty. And it is just going to be the back side just because of what I picked to use and design with this, it's suited better. But you will see this beautiful pattern on the inside. Let me just grab the original again. So you can see I used the backside on this one as well. But when you open it up, oops, you are going to see glimpses of those, the backside of that paper. So just keep in mind when you're picking your paper, you want something that is not directional, because you're just going to be frustrated on how it looks. And you can decide whether you want a busy pattern on the inside, which kind of just draws your eye in, right? To all the little elements that you've added, or you are going to stick with putting the busy pattern on the outside, which we did on this one. So, you know, there's options to see sort of what it looks like, busy or not. All right. So just keep that in mind when you're designing yours, or picking your paper, I'm sorry. And we are going to get a 12 by 12 paper, which you're going to notice mine is not 12 by 12. I've already cut it down. I'm just going to get my little sample here so that I know what I'm doing. We're going to bring in our trimmer. So just cut a half an inch off, or an inch and a half. No, sorry. Rewind. We are going to cut an inch off of our 12 by 12. So we're going to have a piece of paper no, it's an inch and a half. I apologize. You want a piece finished size 12 by 10 and a half. Okay? Does that make sense? So we're going to have a 12-inch side, but a 10 and a half inch side. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's too early for me. Good morning, Norma. Too many trick-or-treaters last night. Who else is there? Oh, good morning, Kathy. You caught me live today. Perfect. All right, so let's rewind. We want to find, this is our 10 and a half inch side. Okay, we're just going to double check so that I'm not giving you wrong information. So once again, you need a finished piece of paper that is 12 by 10 and a half. Okay, keep your little strip that you cut off, because you are going to need it to add other elements to your project in a minute. Okay, so 10 and a half inch side at the top of our trimmer. We are going to score it at 4 and a half. Make sure your blade's out of the way. 4 and a half and 8 and a half. Okay. And then we are going to turn it, so our 12-inch side is along the top of our cutter. Okay. And then we are going to score that at 6. And that's it. Okay. So then I've got a little, just let me look at my little map here. Let's fold these so we can see the lines. We have to do a cut too, but I've got to see what we've got going on here, so I cut it in the right spot. So just fold those in or out, depending on what pattern you're going to use. You don't have to kind of use your bone folder right this second. Okay, so then we've got this. So what we're going to do here in the middle, where we've done our 6-inch line, now you can do this on your trimmer, or you can cut it with scissors. I prefer to do mine with scissors just because I don't want to go over. In that 6-inch line, so you're going to have, hopefully you can see this okay. Here, how about I use my little template on top here. So this is what we have. Okay, we've got our 6-inch line here in the middle. We need to cut in, you'll see this little slit right here. We need to cut into our first 4.5-inch line there, okay? So we're just going to turn this so we can see it, and it's going to be really hard to see your line, or see my line, sorry, on camera, because it only picks up so much. So you're just going to do that. You still have a 4.5-inch area here that you have not cut into. Does that make sense? Let me bring this one in, and hopefully this one you can see better. So you're going to slice that in like that. And I did not grab my punch to do that with, I don't think. No, I didn't. Let me just run around my table here and grab it out of my drawer. And it's not in my drawer. Oh, it's right beside me. I have so many things on the go. Okay, here it is right here in a little bin, working on a different project. Okay, so that all makes sense? Everybody give me thumbs up. Okay, so then what we're going to do is, that's the only thing we need to trim. And then I've already pre-cut my little strips. So let me just grab my little strips here out of my pile. Let me just find them. There we go. And then this one. So with your strip, which ends up being 1.5 inches, you are going to cut a piece down to 1 by 6. Okay? And then you are going to score it in the middle at 1/2 inch. So you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this, just scored in the middle. And what that is this little flap here that holds your photo. You'll see I've got it glued down there on each side. That's what that little thing is for. So you're just going to set that aside, and then you're going to have 1.5 inch piece, which is your cutoff, by 4.5, and you're just going to leave it as is. Now that piece is right here. So if you want to, you can flip that over and have your other design showing if you choose. Okay, so that's going to be that little, we're going to create a little pocket with that piece. Okay, so out of that 1.5 inch piece that you originally had, all you should have left is a 1/2 inch strip by 6 inches and a little square that is 1.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches. Nope, 1 5/8 inches. Okay, so this is all you're going to have left out of that 12 by 12 sheet. And you can use these as elements into your album if you like, or you can put these in your little scrap bin for another project. Okay, now we also need, let me grab my little pile here. I've messed up my pile now. I had it all set out to how I'm going to put it together here. So hang on 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, I got quite a mess going on. Okay. So then you are going to need a piece of basic white. That is going to be, I can probably get this out of here, and then you can see better. There we go. That is your regular standard mat. That is 5 1/4 by 4. Now that is going to go for your photos right here. Now we are eventually going to attach them together. So you do need 2 of them. Okay. And then I'll just kind of flip here so that you can see. And then your mat here on this side for this photo. Now you could color coordinate it to whatever your photo is. Like obviously I chose Secret Sea here to bring in sort of the Secret Sea kind of darkness of the trees and that sort of thing. And it's also in the colors of the paper. So you kind of want to keep that in mind when you're designing, that you'll want to stick to sort of the colors in your paper. Because mine has the greens and the crumb cakes and that sort of thing, I've chosen to just use crumb cake cardstock. So you need a photo mat that is this one for, that one's for there. Okay, so you need a photo mat that is, let me find my notes here, that is 3 5/8 by 5 1/2. Okay, and that's going to be for the photo at the back here. Nope, I lied. Nope, that is, okay. Nope, that's right. Back. Nope, I did lie to you. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. That's not right either. Nope, you're right. Never mind. Backtrack. It is going to be 3 5/8 by 5 1/2. I probably should have put labels on them so that I remembered. And then for this one, I think it's the same. Nope, smaller. The back pocket, it is the same. It's going to be 5 3/8, or 3 5/8, sorry, by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's going to be your back pocket. So that's this one that slides out. I'm going to type up the measurements and put them into the YouTube video when I upload it so that if I've missed something or screwed something up, it'll make sense. Okay, so let's bring this back in. And we are going to create our pockets and our punches and all that fun stuff. So let's bring this in. We are going to create a little tab up here. So just like that. This one's smaller than what I used before, but that's okay. We need a little tab here because this is going to create a little side pocket. And then we need a little tab here. Just like that. Okay. Makes sense. So you're going to have a little piece that has a bunch of little tabs on the side, and then your little flap is right there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is down here in this little area on the bottom, you're going to have your score line. So I'm just going to fold that. You're going to have your score line right here, and then you've got your little flap in your pocket. This folds right up and over. We are going to attach your little piece that is going to give you the little flap here. Okay, so this piece right here, we are going to glue down. I'm going to use tear and tape. Oh, good morning, Glenda. Yes, it is a really cool project. Like I say, you can create these for any memory, really. They make great little keepsakes for everyone. Okay, so tear and tape, you can use your glue, whichever you want to do. And what you want to do is have your score that you did at 1/2 inch line up right in the middle of that score mark. So when you fold it over, and you can use your bone folder here now. Okay, you're going to get that. Oh my goodness, you guys, you don't want to glue down the one side. Hang on. This video is really not going to make any sense to anyone, is it? You only want it on one side. I apologize. Do I have the right side? Did I pull up the right side? No, I did not. Hang on, put that side down. You want the side that's facing your little finger hole, I call them. Here we go. To not be down. I can fix that later. Okay, hopefully you're not building this with me because it's not going to make any sense. Okay, so you only want one side glued down. So you want this ultimately when you're finished. Okay, I really have made this before, you guys, I promise. And then here, we're going to glue down these little side pockets. Again, I'm just going to use my tear and tape. And yes, you do want to do both sides. Oh my goodness. Anybody out there laughing at me? I'm not reading comments because I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. Okay, you are going to glue that down. Now you can leave a little bit of room because it is a pocket to tuck things into, depending, kind of think through before you start the project what you're going to tuck into the pocket, and if you need it like really tight to hold that in, or if you're going to have a little bit of bulk there and you need it a little bit looser to tuck things into. If that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to do the same to this little pocket area down here as well. Same thing, fold it over and seal it down. Okay, and then you can use your bone folder to make those lines nice and crisp. Now what I would do with, if you did this, if you are creating with me and you did the same thing I did, you can use this little strip and cover that up. I have to find my little strip, so I will leave that and fix that later. Okay, now we want to, let's fold this up and we will do our decorating. I'm just going to fold it and figure out which way it goes. And we flip it over, I think. Yes, goes this way. So then you've got it this way. You're going to flip it over because it's going to fold close this way, I think. And then it folds up. Let me figure this out. Okay, and it goes up. So it goes up first. I apologize. It goes up first. This folds back. And this folds over. There, we got it, you guys. Okay, I'm going to do that again so you remember. What size is it? Your starting out DSP size is 12 by 10 and a half. Okay, so you're going to fold up, over, over, and it's going to close. Okay, does that make sense? And then when it opens up like this, it is going to, that will be down. So this little flap will come over there. Okay, so you're going to have that. Make sense? Hopefully. I apologize for the confusion. Okay, so let's backtrack to our beginning. I'll take a picture of this sort of template for you, and I will post this on Facebook, and then I will do the full post of everything into the YouTube video. If you have any questions, just send me a message. If it does not make sense, I apologize. Okay, so we're going to deal with our little pocket here. We've got some little goodies to stick into there. So I've just created these ahead of time just to save time online here, and I've just used some Memories and More cards that I had. I used the keeping tabs. I've used the, oh, I don't remember what this is called, but with the little paper clip in it. And I've just grabbed some stamp sets and embellishments and all the little goodies to create some little cards that are just going to tuck in to here. Okay, so you're just going to do that. Now on here, actually most of this will be covered up, so you are going to glue down your little photo area. So just put the tape or glue or whatever you're using onto the one side, okay? For now, we are going to glue these together. And then you are going to just place it sort of centered. So you're going to have maybe like 3/4 of an inch on top and bottom. That's where your little flap photo area is going to go. So this area right here is what we're creating, okay? Now you'd put a photo here in your finished project, and then we are going to grab another piece of the 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to turn this so that I can tape it properly. And you're going to tape this down to this other side, okay? So they're going to create sort of a good sturdy background for your photos, because photos, you know, as you put 1 or 2 or 3 into something, it gets a little bit heavy. So that one piece of cardstock is sometimes not quite enough of a sturdy base. So this will create a doubled up base for your photos, okay? We all make boo-boos. Yeah, I've made it quite a few. Okay. The original tutorial that I watched, I don't even know what the lady was. I just found it, and oh my gosh, it was so confusing. It took me probably an hour and a half to figure out, just to make this like template, so I could figure out how she folded it, and oh, it was a nightmare. But I figured it out, hopefully. So we've got this to put our photos, okay? So I'll bring this back in again so we understand. So we've got our pocket here to put our little goodies in. We've got our photo area. Now we're going to work on this side, okay? So we've got this pocket here. Now I've just done the same again. Oh, you have to glue this down too. Let's glue this little back pocket down. So we're creating this back pocket. So we only need glue on either side. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here, or tape, or whatever you're using, and a little bit of tape on this side. Okay, we're creating a pocket, so do not go with your glue everywhere. Okay, and then this is just going to fold right up. And then you've got, I'll slip my hand in here, then you've got a pocket created, okay? If you've got a little bit of excess paper or something like that, because it just hasn't folded up quite right, just trim that off, tidy it up, okay? So we've got that. I need to do some trimming at the top, but we'll do that after. Okay, and then I've just created again a couple, oh, I've got these in the wrong order here, a couple little, again, Memories and More cards. I've just taken a couple different ones that I like, and then glued them together and put some embellishments on them. So whatever. So if you've kind of caught it, you might figure out that I'm creating sort of a travel one. So I've also done this little card as well. So this is actually supposed to go together with this one. Okay? No, it's not. It's supposed to go with this one. Okay? So these are going to go in there. And I do believe that this set is from the On The Go, and it has retired. So if you don't have it, I'm sure you have something else that you can use that will complement your little thing. Why are these? I don't know why these are backwards. I did create them to go into the pockets properly, but I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so just go ahead and slip them in. Mine are all backwards for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, maybe my brain was backwards when I did design them. So those are just going to tuck in there. Okay, nice and easy. Now on the back page, you're going to have your photo here. So this is when we bring in the photo mat. You can put that down. Now obviously if you already had photos, you could attach them already and be ready to just put them down. I'm usually one that creates a project first and then adds all my photos and whatnots after. So however you do things. Place your photo right on top, and then we've got our little back pocket as well, and then we're going to create the little pocket here that we're going to tuck our little journaling area into. So again, you only want it on the sides and the bottom. Creating a pocket, remember that. If I keep repeating it to myself, I'll remember not to put tape all the way around, right? It'll help you. It's helping me, it's helping you. Okay. So we've got a little pocket there, and as you can see, I've flipped this around, so I see this beautiful floral here as well. And then I have created just the little insert. Just use some of our scrapbooking stamp sets, and of course that little, I don't know what it's called, it's On The Go something, it's part of that collection. And just put that in there. We will do a little decorating here in a minute. And then we've got our back pocket that we are going to create. Now we put a photo down here. Here's the one that's I've got in here. And you can embellish it however you want, but that's what we've created. So I've just put a little ribbon down. I've got a little like I don't know what they call this, your little marking on the map of where you've been or whatever. Just going to put that on a dimensional. And I'll just stick that down. I can pull it up afterwards if I add a picture. And then that's all for the front. Okay. And then obviously I'd have my picture, and I would probably embellish it the same as I did on this one with some sort of grading or something like that. But that's the basics of what you need. Okay, so like I said again, your back pocket mat is, I'm going to double check the measurements so that I don't tell you the wrong thing here. It is 3 5/8 by 5 1/2. Oh, I do have the right. And then your photo would be 5 3/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, so you have that little border around, so that just tucks in there. And then if you have a little piece of ribbon, obviously people can pull that out very, very easily. Okay, and then you would just embellish. I think I only have embellishments for the front. So you would just embellish. I'll bring this one back in so you can see. You can just embellish however you want, add some gems and stuff like that. I've just put a little bit of, to match the stamp set and what I've got this Christmas album sort of created for, just to match that. Now we'll backtrack to the front. So hopefully that all makes sense. Does anyone have any questions at this point? You've created a pocket. You've got a picture here, pictures here, or you can do journaling on this side, whatever you like. You've got your little inserts that slide out here and here. Okay, and then we're just going to fold it close. Now it does get a little bit thick, but that's okay because we are going to put some ribbon down so that we can tie it close. Now I chose to use two different. I'm using my linen thread and oh gosh, I don't even know what this is called, some sort of woven ribbon. And I'm actually going to, because I'm going to put something on the front similar to what I have here, I'm going to put my tape here to hold down my ribbon and twine because I know it'll be covered up. Okay, oops. So that'll go down there, oops. I should have probably checked to see how this twine actually, or not the twine, oh, how this ribbon actually ties in a bow. It probably doesn't. Okay, we'll find out here in 2 seconds. I got too many ribbons here. You don't have to double up your ribbons like I did. I just thought it was kind of fun. And you know I like my linen thread. Okay, I'll find out in a second here. Oops, grab the linen thread. There we go. Get your fingers to work, Shanna. Okay. Mine's a little bit long, but that's okay. I'll trim it up later. Okay, so it does tie fairly well if you have this ribbon and you're going to use it. Okay, and then I've just stamped some little images here that I thought were cute. This one has just retired, but it's a little car. So this is obviously like a little travel album. So I thought the little car was kind of fun. And then I've just taken one of our banners. I've done a little bit of daubing, sponge daubing around the edges. And then Memories is from one of the scrapbook sets. I can't remember exactly which one because I can't see from where I'm sitting in my trolley. But if you have it, I think it's from like the Cheers and Sips set. It's the one that sort of matches that set. I don't remember the name of it though. I apologize. I probably should have written all this down. Right. Okay. We're just going to put that on and making it fairly similar to what I have here. We're going to put our little car here sort of over top. I haven't used this set yet, and then it retired, so I thought, hey, I'll bring this in. This would make a cute little wedding sort of album too. That's originally what I was going to make, and then I kind of changed my mind as I pulled things out to decorate with. So, but you could make like a small little wedding album with a little car, and it's got some like just married and little elements and stuff that go with it, so it would look really cute. And then I've got the good times. I don't remember where I was going to stick this though. Probably right here. I don't remember where I had this in my original one, but right there works, I think. This is also from, oh, I remember where this one's from. This is from the Turtley Sweet scrapbooking album stamp set. I'm just going to put this little banner. Am I going to put it here on the heart? No, I'm going to put it on the heart. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so we'll put this over top. Cute, right? It's kind of, well, other than the flowery paper, I was going to say it's kind of masculine. But I use flower paper, so. And then I've just, out of the little strip as well, this is probably where my strip is that I needed to cover up my little boo-boo there. But I've just cut this out and made little banners, and so I'm just going to put this on the back of my little heart here. So this is just punched out of the bee builder punch, which I think is still current. And then I'm going to just put this on a dimensional. We're just about done here, friends. Put that on a dimensional. Where am I going to stick this? It'll be right there. I don't want to cover up times there, so we'll just stick it right there. Cute, right? I love it. It turned out adorable. And then I'm just going to bring in some embellishments here. So I've picked textured dots which have retired, heart sequins that have retired, and I do believe actually these are either on low inventory or they're gone now, the low profile dots. Trying to use up my retired stuff, which also sort of helps you visualize maybe what you already have and what you need to use up. If I'm using a few retired items and some new items, we'll just put a couple there. We'll kind of just mix these up. You know how I like to mix up my embellishments here. Put a little heart maybe right there. Okay, oops. I should be using your take your pick tool, but I'm not. We need one more, right? Because we need it in. Yeah, I'll stick it on. Oops. No, I'm gonna stick it. Oh, I don't know. Right here, I guess. There we go. Well, it is flower paper on the inside, Rhonda, so you would have to pick your paper accordingly. So we'll just pull this open and I'll do one final sort of walkthrough of this. Oh, this is not very good ribbon for this. Okay. Oh well. Don't use this ribbon to use as your closure, guys, okay? If you have it. Okay, so we've got our little cover. Very cute, right? And you can go all out in designing and putting all kinds of things. We've got our little slide out pocket with our little journaling areas and stuff like that. Then we've got, get in there. I've kind of embellished that a little bit, so it's sticking out. Photo areas here and here. We've got another pocket for our little journaling and whatnot. Yours will be correct and not like mine. Another photo area here. Some journaling. I should add something there, which I will do. And then you've got your little slide out pocket for your picture of whatever sort of adventure that you've gone on in what you've designed this for. So that's the cute little album that we designed today. Flip flap album is what I've called it. Flip flap pocket album maybe would be a better idea. And then of course I'll bring this one back in for you to see as well. So it's got many, many possibilities depending on the paper that you use and all your little embellishments. Helps you use up all those little ephemera pieces that you have, those memories and more cards, and whatever else you sort of have tinkering around that you can pull out and use to create this cute little card. As again, I will post the measurements in the YouTube video. I will post the tutorial sort of, I don't know, template, I guess you call this. I will post a picture of this in the Facebook group. And yeah, I hope you make it. If you do, definitely send me a picture or post it in the feed, and so that everyone can see, and we'll see what kind of paper you've chosen and what you've done and all that fun stuff. And I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. for day 2 of 12 days of Crafty Christmas. And if you have any ideas, I have a few days open towards the end of something that you want to see, or a project that you've been dying to make and just haven't had the time, and maybe I have the time to do it and show you, do a tutorial on it. Let me know. Send me a message and I will hopefully track that down, and I will make that project up and fill in the last couple days. I think I only have 2 days still available that I haven't decided on a project yet. I like to, in case I'm inspired along the way, I try to leave a couple days open so that I can fill in something fun that I see too, as other people are creating their 12 days of Christmas and whatnot. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the little flip flap pocket album today, and that you are off to make one this afternoon maybe. And I will see you tomorrow back here at 10 a.m. for day 2's project. I don't have my list in front of me, so I can't remember what it is, but it is already posted in the Facebook group under the event, so you can check it out if you want to know ahead of time the sneak peek. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.